Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nia. If you're new, welcome, nice to meet you. Make sure to subscribe and join the family. Today I am going to be drawing Steezius. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. His name is Taylor, but his Instagram is Steezius, and I have followed him for about a few weeks now. I came across his page through Anthony Pashan, who I came across through YouTube when I typed in 75 hard, which I came across from Gymshark. So there's a little bit of a backlog going on there. So it was roughly around December 24th, I believe, December 23rd is when I first got into all of that stuff. So I wanted to do a portrait drawing because I haven't done one for so long, and I just thought it would be really fun to see if I remember how to do it and stuff. The issue is that I have lost the piece that goes along with this, and this is what I used when I did my first portrait. So that kind of changed my whole idea of what I wanted to do, because I just wanted to draw a portrait in black and white and pencils. But now I've decided that I'm going to do that, but then I'm also going to turn it into a pop art kind of painting, which I think is going to be really fun. So the main reason why I wanted to do a drawing portrait is because I've been painting portraits for a little bit of a while now for my portfolio, and I wasn't enjoying them so much. I actually enjoyed drawing it more, so I thought, let me get myself out of that kind of rut with finishing my portrait paintings and draw a portrait and then turn that into a painting to see if that will help me get re-inspired to complete the paintings that I've already started. So it's gonna be quite fun. I think it's gonna take me probably the whole day, but that's okay. So I'm gonna start off, I'm gonna start off in my sketchbook. I used this kind of, what is it called now? This thing from Arteza. It is graphite transfer paper, but I didn't sketch it out like copying every single detail. I just wanted to put where the face was roughly and put where the body was roughly, so that way I've got a rough idea where everything is, because I still want it to be something that I draw myself. I don't want to just trace something, because that's going to come in the next section when it comes to the pop art bit. So this is just what I trace, and I try to rub it out as much as possible so that it forces me to actually really try and draw. So as you can see, I haven't put in many details like with the ear or anything like that. I'm going to add that all in myself. This is the picture that I'm using that I just got off his Instagram. It was a coloured picture, but I just turned it black and white before I printed it. I'm going to fill that all in, and then I am going to get some tracing paper, trace around it, and do some really crafty kind of art thing on some canvas. So I guess this could be a part of my portfolio, seeing as I have been doing quite a lot of portraits. Let the drawing commence. Okay, so I finished the drawing pretty much. It could be a bit darker in some areas, but that's okay, that's okay. So now I am going to do an experiment. I was thinking, should I rip this drawing out and glue it on a canvas? But I'm thinking I might print it, like photocopy it and use the photocopy, because I don't want to actually ruin the sketch. So I'm going to photocopy that, do some collage. I'm going to use some Caran d'Ache water soluble wax pastels, and I'm going to try and stick with the color scheme of Ice Athletic Club, because I don't want it to be kind of off their brand. However, I am going to be putting pink in there somewhere because that's just my signature. So yeah, I'm going to stick to a lot of greens, a lot of blues, kind of military-ish kind of colors, and some obviously fluorescent pink spray paint, holographic glitter spray paint. And we're going to do some mark making with some solid markers, do a lot of diamonds and hashtags and just everything that I would normally do in a painting. I'm going to do with that, and I'm going to see how all the different ways that I can paint a portrait without getting frustrated with the process of painting portraits. So I'm gonna do some really deconstructed versions, like, so we've got the sketch, then I'm gonna do a deconstructed version of that sketch, which will be the tracing version. Then I'm gonna do one that's a little bit more abstract, and then we're gonna see if I can do one that's a bit more realistic in terms with the painting. And we're just gonna keep on building it up like that, but until I'm like, okay, that's enough. But I think it's gonna be really fun. So now I just need to choose what size canvas I want to use. Maybe I might do like a small, like this size, and have, yeah, like an A4 kind of size, have the drawing, the sketch there, then have like a mini version there, and just have it like so many different versions of the face. Or I could even get away with doing a square. I've already started drawing something on this one, but I don't like it, so I'm just gonna, so I could cover it up and do it on there, because it gives me more space to play around. So I think I'm gonna use this one. Wow. So I'm gonna put on my music, get in my right brain, and start painting and experimenting. So let's photocopy this first and get to collaging. So this is what I've done so far. Now I'm going to move on to the oil paints. I kind of like that this doesn't have a lot of color on it. So I think I'm going to just play around with that a little bit. I'm going to make sure that the background has some cool so that it fades. And then I'm going to add a little bit of warmth to the t-shirt. I might put like a small brush of color on the face, but for the most part I'm going to leave it. And then I'm going to put cools just behind his shoulder here, so that way this kind of pops forward, but I don't want to put any more paint on this one, should I say. All the oil is just going to go on a t-shirt and on this bit of the background, just so that there's some depth of field going on here, and add a little bit more darks just so that there's a little bit of a difference, because I want this one to kind of pop forward without having to put any oil paint on there. So let's play around, but I kind of like how it's going so far. Looks like kind of a sunset. It's a subtle green. It looks very yellow at the moment, so I might add a little bit more green as well. So let's go. So I have finally finished the painting. I'm really happy with how it looks, especially because I had no plan when doing it. It looks really, really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And once it's dry, it's gonna look even better. And then I'm gonna varnish it to really bring out those colors. But you can really see the glitter spray. And I kind of like that there's definitely a shadow there, and there's some sort of depth of field. Maybe I could put a bit of dark. Let me just quickly do that. Just so we have the face coming up a little bit. Much better to me anyway. So yeah, all the different steps of how we got this Instagram photo to some sort of drawing to a painting. If you guys enjoy this video, please give it a massive thumbs up and follow Steezius on Instagram. It's linked at the top of the description. I hope you're having a great day and night wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. You